They can take care of the basketball. That's one thing they couldn't do last week. They couldn't take care of the basketball. They do that today. I think St. Xavier can win.
All right, and tip-off is about to get underway. And the Wolves got that tip-off as Stovall has the ball for the Wolves. Stovall finds Knox to Malashnik. Malashnik to Stone King. Stone King, no good. Rebounded by Stovall, and it goes in. And the Wolves strike early. Jack Brody with the ball for the Cougars. Brody bounce passes it to Dower. Dower drives in the basket, and it goes in for Lucas Dower.
Good drive right there by Lucas. And that's something that St. Xavier is going to have to be able to do today, too, is that sometimes take it themselves and drive and see what they're able to get out of it, see if they can draw that foul.
Stovall to Knox, back to Stovall again. Gets a nice pick from Stone King. Bounce passes in the paint for the shot, and he will go in for the and one. And that foul will be against Cougar number 31, Tyler Deal, his first, team's first.
Tyler Deal, he's had a strong month of January so far, 15 and 14 points respectively in his first two January games, where he's played the entire game. And Deal's been a playmaker out on the floor, spark plug for the Cougars at times. He will need to be a spark plug today in this conference matchup.
Stone King makes that shot to finish out the three-point play. Jack Brody goes up for a float shot, and a little bit of an air ball there, and it will be Wolves' ball.
Not your typical Jack Brody shot.
Definitely not.
Cardinal Stritch coming into this game. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They're 10-9 overall, 2-3 on the road, and Christina, I think you mentioned it, they're 5-4 in the conference. And this is again a different look, a new look team for Cardinal Stritch, as was the women's.
That ball was almost stolen away by Lucas Dower. Stovall bounce passes it to Stone King, then finds Knizivic for the long three, and it goes in. Dower with the ball for the Cougars. Finds Jones with the ball. Jones kicks it back out to Brody. Finds Dower again. Back to Jones as they skip past it. Finds Deal. Deal almost loses that ball, and he does lose the ball as it's recovered by Knizivic. Knizivic goes down the court. Hands it off to Knox. Knox to Malashnik. Malashnik in the left corner with the ball for the Wolves. Bounce passes it to Knizivic. Knizivic goes up for the shot, and it goes in. Wolves have an early lead so far in this game, very early on in the game, as Dower has the ball for the Cougars. Dower goes up for the shot, and it just misses it as it's rebounded by Stone King as he hands off to Stovall. Stovall still with the ball, moving to the top of the key. Finds Knox. 17:32 left in the first half. Stovall to Knizivic. Then finds Knox. Skip passes it over to Malalik, and it goes in. Dower with the ball for the Cougars as he finds Brody. Brody to Nego. Nego goes to the left side to Dower. Almost gets the ball stolen away by Stovall. Jones goes in now. Finds Nego. Nego punts fakes. It goes in for the jump shot on the elbow. No good. Rebounded by Stone King, but it is stolen away by Jack Brody as Jack Brody will go up for the shot, and he will go to the line for 2.
And it's a lot of the same that we've seen from St. Xavier at times. An early struggle to try and get points, and defensively they haven't been able to lock down, as 5 of 6 on shooting for the Wolves so far, as they're out to a 13-2 lead to start. And it seems like St. Xavier, they've come down and they haven't been able to set up their offense. They haven't gotten into that rhythm yet.
That first shot for Jack Brody is good, and that foul was on Carlos Knox, his first. Excuse me, I am wrong. It was on Stone King, his first, team's first. Up for the second shot, and it is good for Jack Brody. Knizivic will inbound the ball to Malashnik. Malashnik taking control of this play as he slowly brings up the court to Stovall. Stovall goes to the right side, hands it off to Knox. Knox to Knizivic. Knizivic, Stovall, back to Knizivic, and it goes up no good, almost rebounded by the Cougars. Jared Jones inbounds the ball to Lucas Dower. Dower to Deal on the right corner. Deal hesitates as he goes in. He will go up for the jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Knox.
And we're not getting any of those offensive rebounds.
We are not. Not only that, the shots aren't going in for the Cougars as well. That's another factor.
We've had a lot of shots short.
Yes.
Jack Brody to start the game. That's Jack Brody right there.
Yeah, speaking about Jack Brody, gets a nice steal for the Cougars, and maybe this will get the momentum going for them to score some points. And look at that by Quentin Ego. It does.
It's like we planned it to go like that.
We planned it. This whole conversation is scripted if you don't know that. Stovall has the ball for the Wolves. I see a couple Wolves checking in as that ball hands off to Knizivic. Finds Knox as he goes in the paint, but loses the ball as it's picked up by Lucas Dower. Dower bounce passes it to Deal. Deal back to Dower, to Nego, to Jones. Jones goes up for that three, and it goes in for Jared Jones.
And just like that, we're back in this thing. You needed to just get a couple of possessions where St. Xavier felt comfortable, and those last two, they did.
Stovall still with the ball. 15 minutes now in this first half. Finds Knox. Knox to Malashnik. Malashnik will drive up and out, and it will not go in. Rebounded by Stone King. No good, and it is tipped back in. I think almost Quentin Eagle tipped that ball in, but it was tipped back in by Stone King. Dower with the ball for the Cougars. He will drive in the paint. Find Jack Brody to kick it back out to Nego. To Jones, thought about it, pump fake, then hands off to Dower. To Nego for the three in the left corner, and it goes in for Quinn Nego.
It's a great job right there by Quinn Nego, and he just continues to add to his point total on his career to make it now a three-point game. But St. Xavier is going to have their hands full today with Damian Stone King. He's 6'8", and he is a big boy. He's got a lot of meat to him, so it's going to be a struggle and definitely a big matchup down there for us on the defensive side and the offensive side. Great take, though.
Little bio from Stone King really quick. He is from Woodstock High School, a senior from Woodstock, Illinois. So like you mentioned, Brandon, 6'8", and he has started as of last season 27 games and 28 appearances last year for Cardinal Stritch. And he's third on the team scoring last year, averaging 10 points a game. And that, Brandon, you're shaking your head.
Oh,
talk
that was
to me.
pretty. That was pretty. What a drive right there by Quinn Nego. Went behind the back, got around the defender, took it up, and he got fouled. He's going to the line.
Nico Triveca, Austin Lee, and also we have Xavier Edwards on the floor.
You've got some fun names today.
I do. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. Actually, I'm wrong. Not Xavier Edwards. That is Frederic Benson on the floor as that first shot goes in for Quinigo. I do have a lot of fun names. Some of them roll off the tongue. Some of them you got to think about a little bit as that shot goes in for Quinigo.
And just like that, it's a 1-point advantage.
We got a barn
the
burner.
Wolves.
Baseball game barn burner. As Benson will hand off the ball as we're getting a fast motion going here as Knizivic hands that ball off to Benson. Benson back to Knizivic for the three, and it will not go in, rebounded by Jack Brody. Brody has the ball, pump fakes a little bit, hands off to Nego. Nego finds Jones as he will hand it off to Deal in the box, and it is good for Deal. Benson has the ball for the Wolves. Benson finds Lee. Lee to Knox. To Triveca, finds Knizivic, and he will go for the alley-oop. No good. Rebounded by his own rebound, and it will go in. Dower finds Nego. Nego passes it in the right corner to Deal. Back to Nego. Nego fakes it over to Dower as he finds Brody for that three, and it goes in for Jack Brody.
So far, St. Xavier's been spotting up some good threes here in this first half, and they've been going.
I was going to say, what happened from the first start of this half to right now is that momentum. And I believe, and I'm going to say this entire game, that after that play by whoever passed up a ball to Quinigo in the paint, that got their momentum going again.
It just, it is slow start to this one for St. Xavier, but they got going in it, and they got a couple of really good takeaways on the defensive side. Wow.
And look at that.
And that's what's kick-started them. I think a lot of times, and it's such a cliche phrase, but it really is accurate a lot of times, is that defense can really kick-start the offense, and it certainly, I think, is true when it comes to basketball.
Definitely. Is that awesome three was made by Jared Jones, as now Kniezevich goes up for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Deal. Deal finds Brody. Brody pump fakes it, hands it off to Dower. Dower to Jones. Is Jones going to do it again? Yes, he is. And just short. And that ball is rebounded by Benson.
That one looked good.
They looked really pretty. Lee goes up, finds Knox as he kicks out to the right corner. No good. Rebounded by Tribeca. Tribeca goes up. No good. Rebounded by Jack Brody as he finds Deal. Deal will go in the box, but he will get called on the charge on that one. It will be Wolves' ball.
That's a good call. It's a good call on that one. Tyler did the little arm bar out there right in the chest, and it was a pretty easy call. Good job by Frederick Benson to make sure that he took that charge. I think that was the right call.
We got some check-ins coming in for the Cougars. We have Jalen Wilson, a sophomore from Chicago Ridge, Illinois, and we also have a junior, Jake Strong, from Indiana. Stovall is also back in the game. Finds Malashnik. Malashnik back to Stovall. Finds Tribeca in the paint for that beautiful play there for the Wolves. Brody to Jones. Jones kicks it back out to Brody for the three, and it goes in for Jack Brody. You're really impressed right now, Brandon. You were speechless.
I am. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Jack Brody. Welcome to the ball game.
Stovall, and that blocked by Jack Brody as that ball gets taken away by Quinigo. And it will be Cougar ball as a foul will be called on Nico Chavica. And it'll be his first.
Christine, this is what we missed all of last week in the second half.
Yeah.
We didn't have this energy. That bench, I don't think, got up once for St. Xavier. We've gotten up. I can't count the amount of times that we've gotten up so far this afternoon here in the first half. We have got to keep this momentum. Even if we go back down in this game, we've got to keep the momentum.
Jack Brody goes up for that shot. No good. Rebounded by Malashnik. And I felt like I was at Governor State home court because I was even saying how their bench was so rowdy.
They were. I mean, you would have thought that it was the fans. No,
yeah,
it was just the bench.
It was them. It was just the bench. As Lee goes for the ball as it's hands up by Triviska. No good. Almost got rebounded by him. As Jack Brody with the ball has it now for the Cougars. I think it also helps that the football team is here supporting the men as well.
It helps.
It does help as Quinigo wanted to go for that three. Hands off to Brody. Brody goes off in the paint, hands off to Strong. That call will be on Malashnik for the Wolves with a block. We got Kyle Tackett checking in now for Jared Jones, and checking back in for the Wolves is Carlos Knox. Also checking back in is Kniezevich.
St. Xavier, with the slow start that they had, they're the better shooting team right now, shooting 60% from the field.
As Jack Brody almost got that ball in, is rebounded by Tackett, finds Strong to hand it back to Strong to Brody. Brody to Strong, and it goes in for Jake Strong.
Pretty, very nice play, great look.
Now, I don't know what happened between last week and this week, but this is a completely different team from what we saw when the Cougars played against Governor State. As Stovall has the ball, he will drive up for the basket, and that goes in.
And you know what, Christine? I think coaches are probably saying the same thing. I think probably Coach O'Malley is looking at it and going, where was this intensity in the second half of last week?
I'm wondering that too, as Stovall has that ball for the Wolves. Stovall finds Benson. Benson to Knox. Knox looking for an open wolf. Knox still playing around with the ball with 10 seconds left on the shot clock as he will go for that three, and it will not go in. And oh, Jake Strong almost had it but slipped out of his hands, and that shot was made by Nico Trivica for the Wolves with 8:10 left in this first half as Wilson hands off to Brody. Brody to Nigo. Nigo to Brody. Driving in the paint for the shot, and it goes in for Jack Brody. Benson with the ball as he drives up the court, hands it off to Stovall. Stovall still with the ball, gets a pick from Trivica. Finds Trivica in the paint, and it is no good. Rebounded by Trivica, and that one will go in.
The big guys for Cardinal Stritch are having some success so far, whether it's Nico, Trivica, or whether it's the other big guy, Damian Stone King. They're having some really good success, and Cardinal Stritch has been known for having some big guys on their team.
That ball is stolen away by Stovall as he finds Benson for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Kyle Tackett. Kyle Tackett bounce passes it to Wilson. Wilson to Nigo. Nigo still with the ball. Skip passes it over to Brody for the three, and it goes in for Jack Brody.
Jack Brody is feeling it this afternoon. He really is.
That was just pretty.
We're just under 7 minutes, and Jack Brody has 15 points.
I mean, you got him and Quinn Nigo on the floor. That is the perfect, name a more power duo. Is that what they call it? A perfect duo, something like that?
Dynamic.
Dynamic
is the
duo.
word you're looking for.
There we go, dynamic duo. Strong with the ball now for the Cougars as he finds Jack Brody. Brody to Wilson. Wilson back to Strong as he will go in for the shot, and he loses the ball, but he recovers it, but he stepped out of bounds, and it will be Cardinal Stritch's ball. As a timeout, a media timeout. There's been a lot of media timeouts. Not even the coaches are called timeouts. It's all media timeout. Chris Socek, who just checked in. Nico Keu, who just checked in. Lucas Dower back in the game. And Jack Brody. And on for the Wolves, we have Benson, Knezevic, Lee, Knox, and Stone King, who has the ball. Finds Benson. Benson will almost get that ball tipped by Lucas Dower as Knezevic hands the ball off to Stone King. To Knox, to Benson, and he pump fakes, and he will go for that three. No good, rebounded by Jack Brody. Jack Brody finds Dower. Dower still with the ball. He bounce passes it to Brody, and that ball almost got stolen away as Lucas Dower recovers that one. Dower to Tackett. Tackett back to Dower, finds KU in the paint, and KU will go up for that shot. Welcome back on the floor, Nico KU, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and what looked like it was going to be a steal for Cardinal Stritch turned into points for St. Xavier. They kept their composure. They turned it into points.
That ball will be tossed away for a turnover, intended for Knezevic. 5:13 left in the first half as Dower has the ball. Dower will go to Tackett. Tackett to Dower. Dower to Socek. Socek passes it back to Dower. 11 seconds left on that shot clock. Dower almost stepped out of bounds as Tackett will go for that three. Air ball rebounded by Lee. Lee to Benson. Benson to Lee. Back at the top to Benson. Benson to Knox. Knox lob passes over to Stone King. Stone King hands off to Knox to Knezevic, to Benson on the left side, to Lee at the top. Lee will go in the paint with 5 seconds on the shot clock, and there will be a foul called. I believe that will be on Nico KU for the Cougars, and it is on Nico KU. And at the line, who will be shooting too is Austin Lee. Lee will go for his first shot, and it goes in.
Christine, what we've seen so far from St. Xavier is a pretty clean game. Only 3 fouls called against them. 4:21 left in the first half.
Even the turnovers are pretty clean. They each have 4 turnovers, which is surprising. But yes, a very clean game. As Dower has the ball, Dower to Tackett. Tackett will drive, hands it back to the top to Socek for the 3, and it goes in for Chris Socek. Benson with the ball for the Wolves. Benson getting guarded by Dower as he finds Knox. Knox to Lee. Lee bounce passes it to Stone King. Back out to Lee. Pump fakes as he drives. Then kicks it back to Stone King for the shot. And he will go to the line and shoot for 2. And I think that call will be on Nico KU once again. And it is going to be on Nico KU. Stone King will go to the line for the first time today. His first shot is up and it goes in.
We knew it was going to be a battle down there, and Nico KU is trying to battle, but as I have said throughout this game, Damian Stone King, he's a big guy. He's tough to get a body on and not foul him.
That shot is good for Stone King as Dower finds Brody. 3:40 left in this first half. Dower to Tackett. Tackett pump fakes again. And that will be called on travel. I saw that one coming after someone does a double pump fake. It's don't walk. You know, it's like that cringing feeling that you have.
Going back to what you were saying with the turnovers, that we just have 4, that's really a great sign, as the last 2 games against Governor State, we ended with 21. And this past week on Wednesday, I think we ended with 16. So only having 4 right now, that's huge, but that's also why we're in the position we are right now, up by 3.
Kneezivic goes up for that shot, no good. Almost rebounded by Jack Brody, but he stepped out of bounds, and it will be Wolves basketball. This has been a close game, and with the Cougars and the Wolves, this is how it's been like for the past couple of years of this close, tight games. As Kneezivic will go for that shot. No good. Rebounded by Socek. Socek runs with the ball up the floor. Socek will go for that shot, and no good. Rebounded by KU, but is stripped from him, and Lee has the ball for the Wolves. Lee still holding the ball as he finds Benson. And that foul will go against the Cougars, and it will be on Lucas Dower. It was a push.
That's a tough one there. Luke just trying to go over the basketball, then lost his balance and fell into him.
Checking back in for the Cougars is Quindigo and Jared Jones for KU and for Kyle Tackett. Lee will inbound the ball to Benson. Benson taking his time as he hands it off to Knox, to Lee. Lee finds Knox with a wide pass as he goes for that 3, and it goes in for Knox. Nego for the ball. Hands off to Dower. Dower to Nego. Finds Socek. Socek will pass it back to Brody at the top. Brody will lose the ball, and it will be Cougar ball. 2:13 left in this first half. We are tied at 39 apiece. We got a game.
We do, and I think that this is what we can probably expect throughout if both teams keep playing like this.
Dower kicks it out to Brody for the 3, and so close but no cigar as that ball is rebounded by Benson. Benson has the ball. He will kick it out to Lee. Lee to Benson. Benson to Kneezivic. Kneezivic almost want to turn around with a shot, and hands off to Benson for the 3. No good. Rebounded by Chris Socek. Hands off to Jones. Jones to Brody. Brody will drive in the paint. No shot. It will be inbounded. That foul is on a Wolf. It'll be on Stone King. Jones will inbound the ball for the Cougars with 1:33 left in the first half. Finds Jack Brody at the top to Socek. Socek to Jones on the right. Back to Dower on the left as he goes for that three. So close once again as Lee rebounds that ball for the Wolves. Benson really taking his time with the ball with 1:15 until halftime. Benson to Kniezvik. Finds Benson again. Back to Kniezvik. He will dribble out to Knox to Benson. 8 seconds left on that shot clock as Knox goes up for the three. No good, but a foul will be called on the Cougars and the Wolves will inbound the ball. That foul will be on Quinn Nigo. You're kind of shaking your head, Brandon, right now.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You don't want to see that happen. You're fighting for the rebound, but you don't want to see a foul call as you're going for the rebound there, and that's just going to add another foul. And I know we only have 56 seconds left, but another one, and that's going to put him at the bonus.
Tribeca, who checked back in the game with the ball as he goes up for the paint. And it goes in for Tribeca. Jones with the ball. Jones bounce pass in the paint to Tackett, and that goes in, and Kyle Tackett has a chance to complete the three-point play.
That's huge. That's what you want to have happen, and especially since it goes against one of the big guys. As much as you can go at those big guys and get fouls against them, that's now 2 fouls on Trevica. That's 2 fouls on Stone King. That's what you want to see.
He does not complete that three-point play for Tackett. That ball is recovered by Benson. 26 seconds left on the clock. Benson finds Kniezvik. Benson to Knox. Kniezvik with the ball again. Finds Lemons, who checked in the game.
Good defense by St. Xavier here. Really good defense.
3 seconds left on the clock. No good. Rebounded by Socek, and that will do it for the first half as we got a very tied game right now, 41 apiece. Brandon, we completely agree with you. On the floor to start this second half for the Wolves, we have Stovall, Knox, Malashnik, Kniezvik, and Stone King. And for the Cougars, we have Jones, Dower, Brody, Nigo, and Deal. Skip pass from Nigo to Brody, and that shot is good for Jack Brody. Stritch has the ball. Stovall. Stovall has the ball for Cardinal Stritch. That's what I meant. Hello. Knox. Lob pass it to Kniezvik to Malashnik to Stone King for just an open dunk. And Brandon, now you kind of have like a little stink face on. Like, I didn't like that.
Hey, I mean, you're going to do that. He was left wide open after we weren't able to get the steal.
As Jones comes off with that big three from Jared Jones. He's got the hot hands for three today, man. I'm just going to, what is he? He's 3 for 4 for the threes right now. Jared Jones. Stovall to Kniezvik. Kniezvik to Knox. Lob pass it to Stone King. Back out to Stovall, and he will go to the line to finish that three-point play. That foul will be on Lucas Dower. It will be his first, team's first.
St. Xavier, what they did on that one is they tried to double team Stone King down there, but by doing that, they left Stovall right wide open on the other side, and then Lucas trying to make up for not being on him because he was on the double team, tries to go back and is fouled.
Dower with the ball for the Cougars. Dower to Deal. Deal will drive in the paint for the shot, and it is a good deal for Tyler Deal. Let's make a deal. I'm going to go to the basket and make it. That's what he was thinking.
You are very similar to Ricky Widmer in terms of that because, Ricky, whenever something happens with one player, he's always going to say a specific name. You've got that with Tyler Deal. That was a great steal, though, on the other side for Nigo.
Great steal for Quinn Nigo, and that ball will be out of bounds by Deal. Speaking about Deal, and it will be Stritch's ball. Kniezevich with the ball as he hands off to Knox. Knox to Malashnik. Malashnik a lot pass it to Stone King, and he will go. I thought he was going to go for the dunk again.
See, that's the thing that will hurt us, is that when we're trying to defend on him like that, and we're trying to get out in front and swat the ball away, and we miss it, it's going right to him, and he's got no one in front of him then for a wide open layup, or what he's tried to do the last 2 times is dunks, and we still hold the lead by 1 point, but we don't have a guy. It's going to Jack Brody, but we'll see what it ends up being at the end of the game and who ends up being a key player when everything's said and done.
I think Jack Brody's your favorite Cougar on the team.
I like them all.
You don't have a favorite. Wilson checked in for the Cougars. He hands the ball off to Nigo. Nigo to Brody. To Jones, bounce pass it back to Brody. He finds Deal in the paint, but it is no good. Rebounded by Stone King.
I don't think Tyler needed to take the dribble.
I don't think he did either, but he did, as Stovall has the ball for the Wolves. Finds Malashnik to Knox. Knox still with the ball. Bounce pass it to Malashnik. Hands up to Stovall. Stovall to Knox. 10 seconds on that shot clock to Kniezevich to Malashnik. Finds Stovall, and there will be a travel called on Stovall. That will be a turnover for Cardinal Stritch.
Stovall's probably thinking, I should have just taken the 3.
Probably. Like Kyle Deal, I should have just went for the shot instead of adding in that extra bounce.
And it was because of that. It was because of that dribble that it allowed defenders to get in his face and block a shot.
Brody with the ball for the Cougars finds Deal. Deal will drive for the shot, and he will go to the line to complete a 3-point play as that foul will be called on Stone King.
Really good job right there by Tyler Deal as he used the left hand to go at Stone King. That was going to be the best to get to the hoop. He did it, and then he draws the foul against Stone King. It's now his 3rd, and we want to get that guy out of there. So if we can go at him for the rest of the afternoon, that would be great. And Tyler Deal gets that 3-point play to go. That was a really, really good play by Tyler Deal, and he makes up for getting blocked last time.
Lemons checks in for the game, and also Benson for the Wolves as Kniezevich bounce passes it to Knox. Knox to Benson as he runs up the floor. Benson still with the ball. He's struggling as he finds Lemons. Lemons back to Benson. Benson will go towards the baseline, finds Kniezevich for the 3. No good, and it is tipped back in by Malashnik. Nigo with the ball for the Cougars. Nigo to Deal. Deal to Wilson. Wilson to Nigo as he will go for that shot, and it is good for Quinn Nigo.
Really good adjustment right there by Quinn Nigo to get the points.
Malashnik has the ball as he finds Benson. Benson with the ball. Doing his pivot spin, trying to find a Wolf, and he finds Lemons. Lemons to Malashnik. Malashnik will go up for the alley-oop, and it is no good. Rebounded by Jared Jones. Jones to Deal. Deal, skip past it to Wilson. Wilson to Nigo, back to Wilson to Jared Jones. Jones will get a foul called on Carlos Knox, and the Cougars will unbound this ball. Nigo bounce passes it into Wilson. Wilson to Jones. Jones to Deal. Deal to Brody. Brody lot passes it over to Nigo. Nigo goes up for the float shot. And he will go to the line and shoot for 2 as that foul will be called on Benson, I believe. Is it Benson? No, it is not. Or no. It will be on Malashnik.
St. Xavier's done a really good job here in this half of being really aggressive and going right at the defenders for the Wolves. And that is what has led to 3 fouls so far. And this one for Cardinal Stritch as Nigo makes his first free throw.
Nigo does make the first free throw. I gotta say, for Cardinal Stritch's side, for Frederic Benson, I almost want to say Benson from Law and Order because it just rolls off the tongue that way, you know what I mean?
I got you. I'm a big fan of Law and Order.
Law and Order SVU, it's one of my favorite shows. Benson hands it off to Knox. Knox will go for that 3, and it goes in for Carlos Knox. Wilson with the ball for the Cougars. And I got a nice little present from Coach Jay over there. Thank you, Coach Jay.
And that's why Jay Battles continues to get top voting in Assistant Coach of the Year in the NAIA. I mean, every single year. Seems to be right at the top.
And thank you, Coach Jay, because I finally got the game on the flash drive the right way. So there's that story. Anyway, back to the game as Jared Jones passes it in to Deal. No good. Rebounded by Jared Jones to Nigo. Deal thought about that shot as he kicks it back out to Nigo for the 3 for Quinn Nigo, and it goes in. That is like an NBA 3 right there.
That was a really good job of passing and being able to then find the open man, and Quinn Nigo, he's going to hit that shot 9 times out of 10.
Benson to Knox. Knox to Benson. Malashnik with the ball, finds Knox again. Knox will drive in the basket for the shot, no good. Rebounded by Quinn Nigo with 14-16 left in the game. Nigo to Jones, Jones to Brody. Brody will get that ball stolen away by Carlos Knox. Finds Malashnik on the left side. Malashnik will go up for that shot by the elbow, and it goes in. Wilson with the ball. Very close game here, folks. 58-54. Wilson to Nigo. Nigo to Jones for the 3. Jared Jones, he's on that hot streak, man. Jared Jones.
Jared Jones is feeling it today. There hasn't been a shot he's made that isn't a 3.
Benson with the ball. He finds Lemons. Lemons to Malashnik. Malashnik will almost go up for that shot. Hands off to Knezivek. Knezivek, no good. Rebounded by Nigo. Nigo with the ball. He finds Deal. Deal will go up for that shot, and it goes in. Does a nice little bounce pass, and this Cougar bench is up.
And Christine, there's now a timeout, full timeout by Cardinal Stritch. And when I think they come out of this timeout, I think we're going to be seeing either Damian Stone King or Nico Trevica come back into this game. I could be wrong, but the reason why I say that is because they have not been on the floor for the last 63-54, 13:05 left to go in this one. And St. Xavier has positioned themselves in a good position, though, moving forward for the rest of this game. And, again, one of the things that I said at the beginning was they need to be able to keep this momentum, the momentum they get, even when they're down, keep that going, stay positive, and in their head, mentally, be in the game. They have been. As
Wilson was heavily guarded, Stovall there. Knezivek has the ball now, kicks it back down to Stovall, to Benson. Benson for the 3, no good. Rebounded by Lee, who checked back in the game. Stovall is still holding on to that ball. Wilson playing nice defense for the Cougars. Wilson almost got that ball picked up, and he did. In the long run, it will be Cougar basketball.
It was a really good job by Jalen Wilson. He was playing really good defense, really tight defense. And then he's able to draw the foul against the Cardinal Stritch defender at that point, and that's now 5 fouls against Cardinal Stritch with 12:27 left to play in this ball game. But Christine, when they came out of the break, we did not see Stone King or Trevica come back onto the floor.
Did not. As Wilson has the ball. Wilson will throw that ball away for the Cougars, and it will be Wolves' ball. That's something that you don't want to have happen, too, especially when you are coming off a great play. You don't want to mess up your momentum by throwing the ball away like that.
No, and it almost looked like Cardinal Stritch was picking one of our offensive players, and that's why they weren't able to get to the basketball.
Lee wide open for that three. No good. Rebounded by Deal. Deal's fighting for it as he gets the ball to Nigo. Nigo still with the ball as he hands it off to Brody for the three. No good. Rebounded by Benson. Benson to Lee. Lee will go for the basket. It's blocked by Jack Brody as he gets the ball to Nigo for the shot, and he will go to the line, and that foul will be on Kniezevich for the Wolves. Jack Brody had his own little block party down there.
Yes, he did, and Jack Brody now has 2 big blocks in this game. I think the only 2 blocks for St. Xavier on the day, which is really kind of surprising, but and also surprising because after the end of the first half, there were no blocks on the Wolves, or for the Wolves, rather.
Nigo goes up for that shot, and it is good. So they didn't have a block party like Jack Brody did. They weren't invited, I guess.
No, they were not invited. It was on a different street.
Nigo goes up for the shot, and it is good for Quinn Nigo.
They couldn't get there. Too many blockades. And here comes Stone King.
Stone King will be coming back in the game, but there is a full timeout for the Cougars. Foot fire, just like his feet just always keep on moving on defense, and I enjoy seeing him play when he's on the floor. Wolves will have the ball as that ball is inbounded to Lee. Lee will run down the floor, hands off to Knox. Knox will go for the shot, and it goes in for the Wolves. Wilson with the ball for the Cougars. Wilson to Nigo. Nigo finds Jones. Jones bounce passes in the paint to Jack Brody for the behind-the-back layup, and it goes in. That was pretty. That wasn't just pretty. That was fancy.
That was, and Kyle Tackett and Chris Socek having a little fun on the bench with that one.
Stone King with the ball as he hands off to Kniezevich. No good, but he almost tipped back his own rebound. And that ball will be Quinn Nigo with that rebound. Brody will have the ball, but travel was called. Chris Stovall will check in for the Wolves.
St. Xavier in their game on Wednesday night against Trinity Christian on the road, they got the win 80-69. They had 5 guys in double figures. This afternoon, they have 3 guys in double figures, and Tyler Deal a point away from being at double figures. So 4 guys possibly that we could have in double figures. That would be huge.
That would be awesome. That ball, I believe, was almost, I think it was blocked by Jack Brody again. And a foul will be on, actually no, Jack Brody got a foul that one. So it will be his first foul, surprisingly, team second.
Coach Tom O'Malley had not gotten a ball game outside of timeouts. He got up on that one, and he had some things to say. He was not happy about that call.
Kniezevich will go for his first shot, and Nick barely goes in. Sub is in. Nope, it will be.
He's going for the shooter.
Yeah, he will go for the shooter, and it is Malashnik. Kniezevich for the shot, and it goes in as Malashnik will now check in. Wilson with the ball for the Cougars. Wilson to Jones. Taking his time with the ball as that shot clock is winding down to 15 seconds. Even the refs are just like, what are we going to do? And I think they're calling that a 3-second call.
They are, that's correct.
And Jones is confused right now as to why. And they're claiming that Jalen Wilson was actually the one who caused that turnover for the Cougars. Stovall with the ball. As he hands it off to Knox. 10 minutes left to go in the game. Malashnik to Benson. Benson to Stovall. Stovall skip passes it to Malashnik for the three, and it goes in. Wilson with the ball for the Cougars. Wilson to Brody. Brody gets that ball stolen away from Stovall as he will go for a nice layup there. And the Cougars are only leading the Wolves now by 4 with 9:26 left to go in the game.
And it was 11 points just a moment ago.
It was 11 points as Jared Jones will try for that three. No good. Rebounded by Knox as he hands off to Stovall.
Down the stretch, if St. Xavier wants to be able to hold on to this lead and win this game, they cannot leave guys wide open from three, and they've got to be careful with the basketball.
Knox with that ball pump fakes as he will go for that shot, and it will not go in. Rebounded by Stone King. Finds Benson as he pump fakes. Skip passes over to Stovall. Finds Knox for that lob pass. Back to Benson. Bounce pass it to Stone King. Is stolen away by Jack Brody as he hands it off to Quinn Nigo. Nigo with the ball finds Jones to Brody. Brody will get that ball back as that was tipped out, bounced by Stone King. Cougar ball.
Jack Brody really has been doing a great job today, offensively and defensively. Defensively, Jack Brody has been the best defender.
Checking in for the Wolves is Connor Lemons. Jones trying to find a Cougar, finds Deal. Deal to Jones. Jones kicks it out to Wilson. 7 seconds on that shot clock as that ball stolen away by Knox. As he will almost get tripped up as he recovers, hands it off to Malashnik. Malashnik runs that baseline, and he trailed on that call. I saw that. That was a clear-cut call right there.
So that saves us from the turnover on the other side for Jalen Wilson. On that one, Jalen, he didn't need to do that. He was trying to do a crossover and stuff like that, trying to juke the defender out of his shoes, and sometimes you just don't have to do that, and that was one of those times.
Brody with the balls. He will get to go to the line for two, and that foul will be on Stone King.
That's got to be his fourth. It is.
It is his fourth foul. Someone who checked back in for the Cougars is Lucas Dower. I believe this is his first time on the floor in the second half. First shot for Jack Brody goes up and it does not go in.
Uncharacteristic miss.
Stone King will check out, and in for Stone King is Kniezevich. You're right, Brandon. I am having fun with these names today.
I knew you would.
Oh, yeah. Brody up for the shot and does not go in again for Jack Brody, but is rebounded by Lucas Dower.
Big rebound, especially after two uncharacteristic misses from Brody.
And that timeout will be called by the Cougars. And I think that was a smart call for Tom O'Malley just to get them regrouped, especially after Jack Brody came as soon as possible. On the floor, first for the Cougars is Dower, Deal, Brody, Nigo, and Jones. And for the Wolves, Lemons, Benson, Kniezevich, Knox, and Malashnik. Deal with the ball as he finds Jones. Jones to Nigo for that three, and it goes in for Quinn Nigo. It was a 2 points. Never mind. I could not see any of my eyes checked.
Foot on the line.
Foot on
Close.
the line. Close. Benson to Lemons. Lemons to Malashnik. Finds Benson again as he almost got left open for that three, and he will drive in instead. Rebounded by Jack Brody. Jack Brody to Dower. Dower to Deal for that three. It almost got stuck in there. Rebounded by Dower. Almost got stolen away by a Wolf, and it did. It is recovered by Lemons as he hands it off to Malashnik. Malashnik for the three. No good. Rebounded by Deal. And Nigo with the ball now for the Cougars. Nigo to Jones. Jones to Dower. Dower runs up that baseline a little bit, finds Jones again, back to Nigo at the top. Nigo to Deal. Deal will slop pass it over to Jack Brody, and it was blocked by Malashnik, recovered by Quinn Nigo. No good, rebounded by Malashnik.
And folks, as you may have been able to see out on the floor, there is no Damian Stone King. There is no Nico Trevica. So St. Xavier on the offensive side of the ball, they're going, and there are no two big guys down there.
Very observant. Malashnik with the ball finds Benson. Benson, 3 seconds on the shot clock. No good as he goes for that almost alley-oop. Rebounded by Dower. Dower with the ball for the Cougars. Finds Brody. Brody to Jones. Jones to Deal. Deal will go for that shot, and it goes in. And I believe now Tyler Deal is in double digits.
He is.
He is now in double digits. So, like you predicted, there are 4 Cougars in double digits.
One thing on that one with Tyler Deal going to the basket and getting 2 points there to give him 11 on the afternoon was that
5:49 left to go in the game. As Malashnik will inbound the ball to Stovall. Stovall to Lemons, who checked back in the game. Stovall with the ball still. Finds Malashnik. Malashnik back to Stovall. Almost got a pick from Knizovic as he will go for the shot. No good, rebounded by Jack Brody. Jones with the ball for the Cougars. Jones to Deal. Deal to Nigo. Nigo to Dower. Dower stutter steps. Finds Deal. 10 seconds left on that shot clock. Deal will drive in for the basket, and it goes in for Tyler Deal. Lucky not to send a nice move by Tyler Deal. Knox with the ball as he finds Knizovic. Knizovic to Stovall. To Malashnik. Motioning around. Lemons with the ball. Bounce pass it to Malashnik. He will lose that ball as it's recovered by Tyler Deal. Deal to Nigo. Nigo with the ball as he's taking his time with it. Nigo is calling the shots here for this play as he goes to the basket. He will go to the line for the 3-point play. That foul will be on Connor Lemons, his first, the team's 8th.
St. Xavier with their biggest lead of the afternoon with 12 points. That is pretty darn good for the Cougars here today. They have really done a good job, and they have done a really good job here in this second half.
It's a complete turnaround from last week for sure as Quinn Nigo completes that 3-point play. Benson finds Stovall as he quickly goes to the basket. No good. Rebounded by... Everyone's fighting for it. I think Tyler... it's going to be a jump ball.
There was just about everyone except for probably 2 or 3 players that was on that pile, and we're not playing football here today. But there is football being played today.
There is.
There's playoff games.
Who is playing today?
Big playoff games. Right now there's the Falcons and the Eagles. Tonight it is the Patriots and the Titans. Tomorrow,
Ooh.
Steelers, Jags.
Yeah.
And Vikings, Saints. Good games.
No, those are really good games. Those are going to be interesting for sure. Malashnik to Benson. Benson, bounce pass it to Stovall. Stovall will go in the paint for the shot, and it goes in. Dower with the ball for the Cougars. 3:39 left in the game as Dower being very conscious with the ball. He will cause a foul for the Wolves.
That's 1-1.
1-1. It is in bonus. That foul will be on Stovall, his second 9 on the team. And Dower will go to the line for the 1-1. Ball is up and it goes in.
3.5 minutes left to play in this game, and St. Xavier has only fouled 2 times in this half. That's another thing. They have been so clean this afternoon defensively.
I mean, it really has been a clean game all around. No, not much laundry to clean up today, that's for sure. Benson with the ball. Stovall to Malashnik. Finds Knox. Knox will drive to the basket. No shot. The Wolves will inbound the ball. And that foul will be on Lucas Dower.
As I say that, there's a foul on the Cougars.
Yeah, as you say that. Well, it's like what happened to me when I was calling the game with my sister. Saying Quinigo is perfect from the field, and then he misses a shot. So I feel you on that as Deal steals that ball away. Bounce passes it to Brody for the shot, and it goes in for Jack Brody. This game is picking up some speed now as Malashnik with the ball. Malashnik to Knizievich, pump fakes, goes in the basket, paying for the shot, no good. Rebounded almost by Deal. Set is kicked out of bounds, and it will be Wolves' ball. Stovall to Malashnik. Malashnik to Knizievich. Knizievich to Benson. Benson getting, there was kind of a little mashup going on there as Malashnik with the ball. He goes up for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Knox. Knox will go up for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Jack Brody. Deal with the ball. Deal to Nigo with 2:28 left in the game. Jones has the ball. Jones pump fakes, finds Brody. Brody to Nigo. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 9. Finds Deal. 5 on the shot clock as he finds Dower. No good. Rebounded by Knizievich. And looks like there's 2 players down for the Wolves. As Benson struggles to get up. And I believe the Wolf down is Carlos Knox. Seems like he hit his head hard there on that last play as he gets up now. He's walking, and checking in for him will be Lee.
Well, it's good to see that he got up and he's able to walk over to the bench. But he fell hard out of bounds. And you just hope that he's going to be all right. May have just gotten the wind knocked out of him, and that's what you're hoping for.
Yep, exactly. 2:05 left in the game. Malashnik will inbound the ball. Malashnik to Benson. Benson to Stovall. Stovall with a spin move as he finds Malashnik in the paint. No good. Rebounded by Lee. Lee to Stovall. Stovall for the shot, and it will go in. And looks like another player is down, and it will be Malashnik for the Wolves. He got hit.
Took a shot to the face.
Yeah. Looks like we're probably going to have another Wolf checking. It was grabbing his mouth there, so I don't know if his teeth caught his lip or something like that. But knowing me with mouth injuries, I'm pretty familiar with that pain, and it's not fun. Nigo with the ball now.
They got the press on.
Look at that press. Says Deal with the ball. Deal will travel with that ball. 1:38 left in this game. Lee will inbound the ball for the Wolves to Walker. Walker with the ball to Benson to Lee. Lee to Stovall. Stovall for the shot, no good, but he will get his own rebound, but he is down on the ground as he comes back up.
A lot of Wolves hitting the ground hard.
Yeah, hit the ground running. Dower with the ball. Dower got that ball stolen away by Knezovic. Knezovic to Walker. Walker to Lee as he will go up for that shot. No good. And it will be tipped out of bounds by Lee, and it will be Cougar ball.
62 seconds left.
Jones handed off to Nigo. Nigo to Brody. Brody to Dower, then to Jones.
Great press break by St. Xavier. That was great.
Deal with the ball as there are 50 seconds left in the game. Deal to Nigo. Nigo to Jones. Bounce pass it to Brody. 9 seconds on the shot clock to Nigo. Nigo
is going to go to the line.
Yeah, we'll go to the line for the 1-and-1. And that foul will be on Walker. 80-64. Oh, it's double bonus, even better. So he will attempt for 2 shots. Nigo goes up and it goes in. Nigo will attempt the second shot for the double bonus, and that goes in. Walker with the ball with 35 seconds left in the game. Walker will go for the jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Benson. Benson will go in the paint for the shot, finds Walker, kicks it out to him, no good. Rebounded by Lee, but then it is recovered by Jack Brody, but he will get that foul called on him, and it will be the Wolves' ball. Walker will inbound the ball with 17 seconds left. Lob pass it to Knezovic. Shot clock is off. Finds Walker for the 3. Air ball rebounded by Jack Brody. Jack Brody finds Dower. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. And I think that will do it here for the game. The Cougars will win this one. Their record will improve to 11-9, and their home record will be improved to 9-5, and their conference will